Team goals for this year are to not let down from last year. We won a SCIAC Championship in 2012. We plan on winning another one this year in 2013. This year, with the new rules, the SCIAC Championship will give us a berth into the NC2A D1 Final Four tournament. So our goal is to make it there. That would be the first time for all of us making it to that tournament. This year's group is a great group of guys. We return a lot of key players, but in addition, we bring in a lot of strong freshmen. I would expect to see a lot of those freshmen step up into big roles, in addition to some players who saw limited time in the previous years stepping up into bigger roles this year. We have a really exciting schedule this season. We open up with USC, UCLA, UC San Diego, amongst many other D1 teams, but we also get to face Princeton later in the year, a top East Coast D1 team, in addition to some of our competitive SCIAC opponents, Whittier, Pomona, Chapman. These will all be great teams, but I think in the end, we're all looking forward to that SCIAC weekend and hope to bring back the championship.
So I think the biggest thing for us, last year we had a 3-week training camp leading up to our first games of the year. This year that week got shortened a little bit, so we now had 2 weeks to get prepared. So I think the biggest goal for camp this year was to get fit, get everybody on the same page, try to start building our cohesion and our chemistry amongst the new players as well as the old players to kind of get back into the flow. Biggest challenge for us, coming into our season, the first tournament is always against big Division I teams. So, our opportunities are few and far between in those games. So we have to make sure we come in fit. We have to make sure that we come in with our structure, with our game plan. So it's a tight window of 2 weeks. So our practices are very focused, very to the point. We're trying to get in shape, but we're also trying to learn new systems and new players. So that's always the challenge of it. I think we've had a great camp, a really good 2 weeks, a lot of team building. I see a lot of chemistry on the team. We have a really good group. So it'll be interesting to see how the weekend shakes out as well as this first part of the season. Those are usually our opportunities to play everybody on the team, to give everybody an opportunity to show us what they can do. I tend to mix lineups quite a bit during those games to see how players react, but also to see who can play at that level. Ultimately, we begin building our process right there. We want to reach our peak during the conference season, but with this year, with the NCAA tournament opportunity that we have, there's a lot more push to be playing at that high level with those teams. So I think for us to get those opportunities early in the season teaches us a lot of lessons for the rest of the season, but also gives us film, gives us stuff to look at so that hopefully when we get to the end of the season and we have that opportunity to play against one of those teams, we're prepared and we have, the video and the team preparation to compete at that level. And I think looking at our team, we have a few seniors that played key roles last year. Maarten Lefor, John Holland, both seniors that played 4 years for us, have been a very key part to our program. Tanner Cullen's going to be a sophomore, returning first team All-American, I believe second team All-Conference. He's an outstanding player, somebody I think that is a great future with our program. So. I think those guys are the ones to really watch for. We brought in a new goalie this year who's a freshman who I have high hopes for. So he's someone that I think this early part of the season has an opportunity to show us what he's capable of and compete for that starting spot. I think spoke of the goalie, Ryan Newman, who's a freshman at Harvard Westlake. I think he's got a lot of talent, great opportunity for him to get some playing time this year and then potentially move into a bigger role in the future. Along with him, Eric Baker, who's a freshman from Burlingame, California, comes in, great size, played for a great club team. So I think his background, along with his size and his water polo knowledge, will help him get opportunities early. But I'm really excited about the class. We have 6 new incoming players. I think all of them are going to compete for playing time early in the season here. And ultimately, I think they're going to be guys that we build our foundation upon in the next 2 or 3 years. You know, it's a great size, speed, talent. So, you know, I'm really looking forward to what these guys do in the pool. I think the strength of our team is going to be our team play. You know, in the past years, we've always had 1 or 2 guys that are really standout players who really kind of rise above the group and are guys that we depend on extremely for offense and for goals. I think this year's team is going to be a lot more balanced. I think we bring a lot more to the table than we have in the past. You know, so for me as a coach, it's changing our system a little bit to fit our players better and to put them in better situations to score. You know, and I think with the balance that we'll have and with the 4 or 5 attackers in the pool at all times, I think it's going to be tough to guard us, you know, in every situation.